Hour live.
Then I had my RD come in at 10. Then at, I guess, 11-ish, a little before 11, Stereotech came in.
No.
That's too much.
What's that like as a store manager?
Took up the rest of my day.
Got it.
That was the rest of my day.
Like walk with them, yeah.
Yeah. So she didn't leave the store till 3. And then I had to like submit in a bunch of work orders and like print off all the reports and like pass it all out to everybody. And then I left at 4 and said I was fucking done.
Did everybody do okay?
We did get a green overall.
Okay, good.
Despite the deli actively trying to screw it up, we did get a green overall.
I mean, delis are shit shows, and it is what it is.
The deli honestly should have gotten a worse score, but like every time I would like walk into a section right before Stereotech, I like snatched something out of the way, stood in front of a patch of ice.
Yeah, like a British sitcom.
Yeah,
or like a British comedy show. You know what I mean?
We like walked to the freezer and like she's looking for obviously like for excessive ice buildup, and there's this huge pock of ice on the floor, and I like just stand on it.
Weekend at Bernie's, except instead of a corpse, it's a pile of ice.
Yeah, and then we can like walk into the dish room, and there is a bottle of glass cleaner filled with shelf and counter cleaner.
No.
So like I swiped that off and put it in my back pocket before she could see it, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. We like go to walk in chicken, and I look at the times on the board, and one of the times has extra time added to it. I'm like wiping off a 30 minutes, so it just looks like 4 o'clock. Like it was insane.
We've all been there before.
And then my bakery Riz came in, which is David.
Oh, David!
David!
With the RC Robert Ford.
Who's RC?
No.
Yeah.
Not Robert Ford.
Robert Ford.
What did he think of the Grenache?
I'm sure he was asking about ganache cakes for graduation.
So Anne, if you are like in the vicinity, it can hear this. Robert Ford is like the top of the line in the Atlanta division for bakeries. Like he is the king of Atlanta Publix bakeries, and he doesn't know how to pronounce ganache.
He definitely worked for Publix when they were invented. We might even have been at the same meeting, and he still.
I mean, Robert Ford has been in bakery for so long that, like, recently, last year, Atlanta division celebrated 30 years existing.
Yeah.
And the first store we opened in the Atlanta division was store 33 in Marietta.
Yeah.
And like as a commemoration, I already knew this fact, but like it's different to see like the photos of it. And like her commemoration.
And there's baby Robert Ford.
And there's baby Robert Ford as the bakery manager opening 33 with like Chuck Roskovich as the meat manager, who is a divisional vice president that is retiring in like a month.
OMG.
Did Robert have his glasses?
I don't remember glasses in the photo. I have the photo in my email that I could actually pull up for y'all. I just remember
the glasses story. Like that's why I was curious. The deal with his glasses.
Yeah.
His glasses.
What was that?
What's the deal with his glasses?
Oh, so he doesn't have glasses anymore because he had a brain tumor removed, and apparently the brain tumor was causing his vision to go bad. So he had glasses for like 20 or 30 years. Chris could confirm if he looked at that photo to see just how long he's had those glasses for. But he doesn't need glasses anymore. His vision is fine now.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Chris,
that was a couple of years ago. I mean, that's been in like my time of Publix. Chris just froze when he did that little rotation thing. So Chris, can you hear us?
I can.
Okay, so I'm going to take you out and put you back in. And see if that fixes your camera.
No, it's not you.
Oh, okay.
It's because It's because I switched to another app to find this thing.
Oh, got it. Okay, well now you're a black screen instead of a like horror movie Blair Witch Project still.
Chris, are we meeting on the 24th? Oh, you piece of bitch.
Ashley, what are you working on?
I'm trying to log into dang ass Publix.
Try to log into Publix?
Yeah.
Why?
I have to do some admin for future success that I didn't do yesterday because I came home from quilt time with Chris and fell the hell asleep. And then I did like chores after work. And so I'm like, let me catch up.
Understandable. I had to like go into a foreign store's training room the other day so that I could get my W-2s before I was kicked out of the system, and Lord knows what happens.
Yeah.
When you're kicked out of the store in February before you get your W-2s. I have them, but also my taxes are scary because of the smut. So I've got to like find my chi to do it, even though like I know I'll get money. It's still like 2 jobs and like 4 different places that I get royalties from. And then like the Fiverr stuff, however that works. I have a hole now though. There's now a hole where the bad pieces were. And now I'm going to have to hand stitch them in, but that's okay.
Good job on getting the hole or the bad pieces.
Yeah.
I just found out that you could mute StreamYard by clicking the wrong place on the tab in the browser, and that was terrifying.
Yeah. There's a lot of bad things that you could do clicking the wrong buttons in StreamYard, but we don't need to talk about that. Oh, Chris just sent a picture. Let me see.
So I just put 2 pictures in the Discord.
Oh my goodness!
Is it baby Robert Ford?
White?
It is baby Robert Ford.
Does he have glasses?
No.
I can't even see. It's so small.
So it was like an in-between time.
There's 2 photos. There's one that's like a bigger photo of like in real life, and there's one that's like a little postage stamp one, basically.
Wow.
Oh my God. It looks like that's like, I realize this is going to sound like really bad, but it looks like some like 1950s like affirmative action or something.
It does. No, it's just Robert. We got a Jim, a Chuck, a Scott, a David, and a Philip, and a Ken.
Oh my God, why does he look, this is also going to sound really bad, but why does he look like Winston from Ghostbusters?
It's the suit that doesn't fit that gets me.
It is. That's exactly what it is. It's just totally putting off that vibe.
Yeah.
So that was an adventure. So
yeah,
Chris,
I did get the fabric.
You did get the fabric. Oh, for your bag.
Yeah. Now, Alicia was asking, or Ashley was asking to see. So this would be the exterior fabric.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, beautiful.
This will be the lining.
Ooh, it's so beautiful.
And this will be all of the trimming.
Oh, I love that too.
That's the serpent one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, if I unfold this, you can see that there's a little sneaky guy there.
There's a snake in it.
A little sneaky snake.
That's so cool.
Sneaky snake. These are. Let me double check myself before I just assume it. These are Tula Pink.
Ooh, wow. Wait, the snake is Tula Pink?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like all of the fun stuff is always Tula Pink.
I think they're by Kathy Fassett, though, right? Or nah?
What was
Say
that?
again?
I think Chris's flower prints are by Kathy Fassett, yeah?
Yes. That's Kathy Fassett. This is Fassett. And this is also probably also Fassett. Yes, this is 2. So it's 2 that are Fassett and then 1 that is Tula Pink.
Cool.
Which I'm obsessed with all of them.
Have you gotten your fabric for your bag yet?
You calling me out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get your fabric for your bag yet?
I'm using my stashes in the basement.
That's fair.
Yay.
Oh, so
Camera.
Chris, I don't know if I ever actually got back to you on it, but or whoever it was, I don't remember. I don't even remember the line of the order of operations anymore. The last Sunday, the 25th, is that an actual day? Am I making up days?
Well, the
The
25th is a real day. I don't know if it's
The 25th, I feel like, is a Friday.
26th. The 26th of February is what we're looking at for first bag day.
It is. Hold on, let me grab my calendar.
I swear you said that was okay.
That's what I'm doing too. I have it on my computer. The 26th is a Sunday.
Yep.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect. Do either of you have a preference for time?
Not currently.
Early in the day might be a little bit easier, but whatever.
So what is, because you are like a whole ass different time zone, what is your earlier in the day?
Maybe
Like, are you talking morning or afternoon or?
Either one is fine with me. I don't know what you guys like. I'm an early bird, so I get up early. So, but it's probably totally fair that nobody else is. So,
I mean, I can be. I just have to know if I
there's no need to do that. Like, but maybe if we do like 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock or something like that. But that's actually 1 or 2 for you guys.
Yeah. I was thinking is like, so like would like 11, so 10 a.m. your time be too early, or does that
Not
work
for
for
me.
you?
That'd be great.
Okay, perfect. Then I am. Can I set that up right now? If I vanish, I'll be right back. But let me. Nope, that is going to make me leave the broadcast.
Don't do it.
There she goes.
Oh.
She's gone. Vanished.
Oh.
I control the broadcast waves now. This is my stream.
Chris is in charge.
I'm mad with power.
It's gone to his head already.
For anybody who is curious,
Damn,
I
she's
said,
back.
no, don't hit that button. It says leave broadcast. And so I then hit that exact button.
While you were gone, I went mad with power.
What'd you do? Oh, did you get power? Did you get the...
Oh, I had no idea. I just declared myself in power.
Oh.
Yeah,
I just declared and went with it. And we rode along with it.
Yeah.
Okay,
no one challenged me, so.
Nope.
So what I'm actually going to do is set an alarm for myself to set this. So y'all, my internet like totally like died like it had never died before the other day. So I had to call Spectrum, and it turned out that I was having like an equipment failure also during an outage. So like all of the bad all at once. And so when they were doing a reset on my router, they tried to set my network name back to the correct network name. And they did, except that it's still called this setup name. Like if I go into my app for Spectrum, it has Ghee Butter Snaps as the network name, and don't ask why I called my network Ghee Butter Snaps, but I did. But then like when I go to actually log into the network from any device, I have to go to Spectrum Setup 7B. And it means that like every single one of my devices has to be reset. And for me to reset my kitchen Alexa, it needs me to log into Amazon on that device. And like, I have no idea how to log into my Amazon on that device. I don't even know which Amazon account it is. I don't know what the password is. I don't know anything. And the device is completely dead. I cannot even set a timer on it now. It is a clock. It is an expensive clock right now.
Yikes.
So usually at this moment, I'd be like, hey, Alexa, set that. And she'd be like, yeah, cool, we got it. And now she's like, log in. I'm like, no.
Oh.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. So I am going to set a alarm for 10 o'clock tonight. That is called Set Up Bag Meet for 2:26. What did I decide? 11 a.m. for us time?
You said 11 a.m. our time.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Was there another question, or did I miss something?
No, that was it. I just wanted to make sure that I had said 11 a.m.
That is what you said.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, I will set that afterwards. So cool. And have you actually picked out the fabric, or is that going to be in the moment you will pick it out?
I was perusing. I know I'm going to use one of my Disney fabrics. And yes, I say one of my Disney fabrics.
No, that's fair.
Is it going to be Moana?
I'm leaning towards the Moana. I have a really gorgeous pink one.
I want Moana fabric. I know that I've said before that I absolutely don't like licensed fabric, but like Moana.
Yeah, I've got Moana. I'm sorry, I'm choking on pizza currently. But I also have Mulan, and I really like the pink Mulan fabric that I have too. So decisions, but I have more than enough.
Those are two excellent choices, I feel like.
Yeah.
I have absolutely, like, I can justify purchasing a lot of fabrics, but that one, I cannot justify buying more fabric when I have so much.
Did I don't know if it was before or after, but did I ever show you guys the whole pile of fabric that I ended up getting from Hancock's?
I think you did.
I feel like you mentioned it and you said it was coming. And then you guys Hancock was
the ridiculous fabric.
While she's getting that, and I'm all sitting here saying that I have no business buying more fabric, I did actually buy more fabric.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
And I've got, this is the accent strip, and then I just out for it's bags. I actually just bought another 10 yards of usable fleece on a bolt. But look at these ladies.
Oh,
Actually,
I like that.
That is a very nice peacock fabric.
Bag with the peacocks. This will be the accent strip, and then the feathers on the top.
I like that.
Yes.
That's my sister-in-law's birthday present next month.
Oh, pretty. Oh yeah, beets and
So it's the beets and garlics and
cute
and onions. But so first of all, I'm really proud of the fact that I think I ended up paying like $38 for all of this, between it being on sale and also they have like a first-time customer 20% off. And I guess I've never ordered from their website before. I used to buy fabric from like their physical stores all the time, but again, they don't really exist. So I got that guy, and I got some pineapples.
Ooh,
Just respectable pineapples. And then this is actually, it's got like skulls. It is, there we go.
There they are. Cool.
So this is going to be part of my bag. And I think, let me go grab the pattern. I was looking over this pattern today because it still is complete gibberish to me. But so I think I'm going to do that white fabric to be just like this section right here on it.
Okay.
Yeah, just as like a little bright accent. I might do it as the wider strip right here. I don't know yet, but that's that's where I'm thinking on that. And then I don't know why I got this fabric, but it's cute. It's just a fabric. I don't know. It's just a fabric. Just a fabric.
It's cute.
And then I got this cute little batik, this like minty floral.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
And then this is the other fabric that is going to be going into that bag. Those are the sugar
I remember that one.
Intense amount of skull.
And so this one, I think this fabric is actually going to be the fabric that is going here, and like the straps. Maybe the piping. I ended up with like way more fabric than I actually needed because I did that thing where I just like kept getting fabric. And then I just got this random like dark purple navy.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
It is.
Yeah. That I don't know. I think I got it for the quilt that we're working on. I don't know if it's going to end up actually going into that or not, though. But the other fabrics that I've got for the bag are these two.
Ooh, I've seen that skull.
Cool. Yeah, this skull was one of my local shops was having a sale where it was just like random bolts were marked down to like $5. And that was one of them. It's usually like a $14 fabric, I think, but it's really very nicely done. So that is going to be the like big piece fabric, but all of these call for like 1.5 yards, and it was just 1 yard. And that was where I was like, okay, so I'm going to need to have like one other fabric here. And that one other fabric ended up being this like whole ass pile of fabric. I don't know.
It happens.
Shopping.
Checks out.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's all the fabrics now that I have for this bag, and we'll see how it works out. And I feel like I got like 1.5 yards of this white. Like that's an insane amount of fabric. Yeah.
I have to show and tell I made this last night.
Ooh.
That's my
That's like a whole coat.
Andy's birthday next week, so this is her birthday present.
Ooh, nice. That's cool.
Sunflowers.
Is that? I used that fabric in my last quilt.
That checks out.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hobby Lobby.
I don't remember. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten it at Hobby Lobby because I don't go to Hobby Lobby. But
no, absolutely not.
It either would have been like a regular quilt shop, or I had a couple fat quarters from Joann's.
I prefer Joann's, but Joann's is like 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, that's like the one thing that I don't have here is oh no, I guess technically I do have that quilt shop that I got really mad at because they didn't
cut fat quarters.
They didn't cut fat quarters. Never mind. I do have one. I just refuse to go there.
That is fair.
Yeah.
And then like all the quilt shops around here, we were like, yeah, we'll cut you fat quarters, we'll cut you fat eighths, just let me know.
Yeah, like literally whatever you want, you got it.
When I was first buying, not for a quilt I've made, but it's a quilt that ended up which month? It's the second star from the quilt last year, where part of one of the triangle edges overlaps the other, and by alternating which part of the twinkle section overlaps, it can have a different spin motion. It was a whole quilt made of that, and I was buying fabric from Cottontail, and she actually offered to cut my fabric into strips because part of the quilt just called for like just needed a shitload of 2.5-inch strips, and she's like, I can cut those for you right now. And I was like, no, I got this. And now that I know what I know, I'm like, I should just let that lady use up her blade power doing that.
Yeah,
right.
Damn.
Yeah, that's the thing is that like obviously I'm not expecting fat quarters at Joann's, and like I'm not going to be somebody that like harangues over customer service, but especially considering the demographic of quilters in general, like it is certainly an industry where like you get places by giving good customer service and like doing stuff like that. And they're usually not so busy. Like that store that refuses to do fat quarters, when I was there was literally one other person in the store. And not saying it's like that all the time, but
they had time to Google how to cut a fat quarter and then do it.
And like I'm sure I'm not the only person who, if you put a stash of fat quarters in front of me, I will go through it and see if there's just a random quarter yard of fabric I want to buy in it.
Oh yeah, that's like at the quilt shop.
Always.
Yeah,
she's got a basket of clearance fat quarters like on the table where she cuts your other fabrics.
Oh yeah,
and
I will easily grab one of them every single time.
Every time.
I don't need it, but it's cute and whatever. It's $3.50. I'll take it.
Yeah. All right, so my show and tell is that yesterday at Quilt Time with Chris, I cut all the fabric for my mushroom. Hold on, let me bring it up. So I've got reds, and Chris taught me the ABC trick, so all my pieces will line up aesthetically. And then I've got sky pieces. Wait, wrong direction. Yeah. And I like double checked them when I was preparing for this meeting, and I had cut one of them just like half an inch too thick, so I needed to trim that. And then I actually forgot half of two of them. I needed one more 10 and one more 11 and a half. So I fixed that. So now I have everything I need.
They're so far away from you.
In these blocks.
Preparation.
Yeah.
Well, no, the time-consuming part is, I feel like, the cutting.
That was that post the other day that like,
oh my gosh, I love that.
Everybody has their favorite things, and it's funny because like once I posted that, I had several responses, and of course most of it was like off-color jokes, but a couple people were like, well, you also need somebody to do the binding and somebody to do, I don't remember what the other thing was, but
so it's much more than a threesome now.
Right. But that was the thing, is that like it just showed like the difference, because as soon as they said that, I was like, oh, I mean, I don't mind doing either of those things. Like I guess I'm versed now.
Versus? Great. I'm glad to learn this.
Yeah. What was the other one? It was binding and it was
sandwiching.
Usually the quilter does the sandwiching. Like usually that's just how that goes.
I'm just trying to name things.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It was something that I hadn't even thought about when I posted it until somebody said it, and I was like, is that even a thing that we think about? But that person certainly did. It was pressing. Like, do people not like pressing because it's pressing?
I like pressing.
So far, I really like ironing and sewing little teeny pieces together, but I have not even approached sewing big pieces together. So we'll see how I like it when I get there.
So like I've got that giant, oh no, my camera's down on the thing right now, but I've got that giant quilt behind me right now, and I'm at the point where I'm putting like the final rounds of sashing on it. It's the first time I've ever been like, I can't do sashing anymore. Like it's just so big, because it's going to end up being like 100 by 100. And that like extra 30 by 30 from that 70 by 70 that we did last time is absolutely the most exhausting thing ever. So I've got I've got the full width of it done, and now I just need to do the like it's it's covered in things. But it's one of those deals where like this is the quilt is here, and then like there's the thin sashing and then the wide sashing. So like I've done the thin one. I've done the full width on the width of it, but like the length of it, I still haven't done the inner sashing or the final sashing. And like, I know what I need to do, but it's exhausting, and I have to like fold it in half to do everything and just like estimate numbers, praying that my fold is good and all of that. And
Stressful.
It's not. And then also, I'm dumb, and for that inner sashing, I used a poly cotton blend. Poly cotton does not stretch.
Oh.
So that like little bit of wiggle that you usually have when you're sashing and things don't match up quite right, I don't have that.
Lame.
Yeah. And I wasn't even thinking about it when I bought that fabric. Like I knew that I was getting a poly cotton and was like, I'm not super happy about this, but it's light because I can't possibly wait another day to do this. And I'm at Walmart, which apparently only has a solid black fabric and poly cotton. It was the dumbest thing ever. Like, absolutely, I should have just waited a couple of days, but you know that mode that you get in.
Yeah.
And I didn't. And so I have like all of the regrets in the world. Oh.
Regrets. How's it going with your middle bit?
I'm about halfway through this stitching. I tried to cheat and do that thing where, you sew a bunch of stitches at the same time. You kind of like snake your needle in and then pull it all through, and ended up being completely off track for it. And that's why I don't hand stitch.
Hand stitching is a bitch. I only made like four quilt blocks by hand, and that's like probably enough for forever.
It sounds like too much.
And they were small. Honest. They were like this, and I was like, I think I'm good, maybe.
Definitely good.
Yeah.
Also, I'm using a needle with the smallest eye imaginable.
Oh.
And like it keeps coming unthreaded. And again, like the easy solution for this is I literally have an entire pack of needles next to me. But
why open it?
It's literally open. It's literally just like
can't win them all.
So I have to show you, like, this is the most magical thing to me, and I know it seems silly, but when I first started making these bags, because I probably made over 20 of them now, but you start with these, it's 21 by 19 and a half. And so you start with this guy, and you cut out equal size squares out of the bottom.
Yeah.
And then you stitch the bottom and the sides. And then you take this corner, and after you've pressed your seams open, you just line the seams up like that.
Oh,
yeah.
Both sides, and suddenly it's a whole bag.
Damn it.
So now it's like you can see that's the bottom of the bag and the sides of the bag, and it's a bag.
Yeah. Okay.
Witchcraft.
A bunch of the purses that I made make way more sense why they suck now.
It is absolute witchcraft, these corners, and I have to tell you, like, it has taught me, like, one of my other show and tells. I have a baby shower for a cousin on Sunday, so I'm making a Winnie the Pooh bag for that. That's bag number 4 out of my 5, but then I bought the fabric. So I have so many bags on my list. But also,
bags on bags.
She's got a changing table that she doesn't have a pad for because it's an odd size that you can't buy a pad for. So I bought a roll of foam and made a piece of foam the size of her changing table.
Nice.
But I'm like, Laura had a good idea because I need something waterproof for it. And she's like, don't they make waterproof pillowcases? And those will come with zippers. I'm like,
they do.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna buy one of those and like scale it down to fit the foam. But then I'm like, well, then it needs sheets. So then I had to get elastic out and learn how to make a fitted sheet.
Cool, nice. Awesome.
Now this one's not deep enough because this chunk of fabric wasn't as big as I was hoping it would be. But it does still actually wrap over it. So
that's cool.
But I used the same corner technology. So I knew
Witchcraft.
I knew what size this needed to be. And then I added a 1/4 inch for my seam allowances and then however much I wanted to hang over. And then that told me what size squares to cut out of the corners. And then you just sew the corners together and it makes the like perfect shape.
Cool. Nice.
So Anne, I hate to tell you this, but like you have been found guilty of witchcraft and you're going to be burned at the stake.
Clearly.
It's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair. Also,
hey, you have life insurance, right?
Yes, I have life insurance. Also, even more witchcrafty than that, I can fold a fitted sheet.
Hey, me too.
That is my mom.
Can I tell you that
attentive about?
My mother cannot fold a fitted sheet, and I got really upset with her about it the other day because I was trying to fold a fitted sheet at her place and was like, here, I can't deal with this. You fold this. She's like, I don't know how to fold it. And I'm like, you are 71 years old. How do you not know how to fold a fitted sheet? And she's
I
like,
thought fitted sheet folding was like exclusively old person territory and that I was like an outlier as like a 35-year-old.
Nope. I have been able to fold a fitted sheet since I was probably 12 years old because my mom spent hours making me
essential Grammy technology.
Because if I didn't do it right, I was going to have to fold it again.
I have watched that mature thirst trap folded sheet video easily 70 times and I still can't do it.
I'm Googling this now.
Oh my God. He is amazing. He is absolutely a thirst trap, and like when I'm saying that, that's saying something.
I feel like this is something my internet friends would have like pinged to and been sharing, and so I'm shocked I haven't seen it. Thirst Trapping King teaches us how to fold fitted sheets. Oh, it's a Facebook link. Let me perish.
Look at him folding that fitted.
Oh my goodness.
So sexy.
Oh my God. Yes, that's him.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my gosh. I'm telling you.
Was there a sheet there? I didn't see if it. I gotta see that again. I didn't see any fitted sheet.
Was there actually a sheet in that video?
I saw no sheet.
You're coming back. You're gonna have to play it again, Alicia.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Okay. All right. Hold on.
We could definitely have thirst trap men teach lots of like home knowledge things. Why not? Let me see if a thirst trap man Tetris like the top part of a dishwasher.
He does it extremely well. He's dancing. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's the excitement that we want.
He like
those shorts
takes
are
out
so
the
short.
trash and he cleans the toilet. Like he organizes the junk drawer. It's amazing.
Wow. Good job, guy. Get views doing that.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
Yeah. He does the Lord's work. But yeah, so I can't tell you how many times I have tried to fold a fitted sheet, like following the actual directions, like what he did, and I can never get it to work right.
I feel like I can fold a fitted sheet by myself, but it's not really worth it. But if I'm with someone else, I'll be like, put your hands in here and follow me. Like with two people, I can lead the blind into it, but alone, that guy has superpowers.
It does need to be deep.
I would like to, just because like that's one of those things where like if I'm doing it, I want it to be done right. Like if I'm just balling it up and throwing it in a corner, then whatever. But like if I'm actually trying to fold it, I want it to be folded perfectly. Partially because I used to be a dirty hippie that sold tapestries for a living. And so, like, you give me a full sheet and I will have it folded perfectly in like under 7 seconds. And like, you need it to be folded to be hung on the proper hanger. Like, I know exactly how to create that fold for you. But I cannot deal with a fitted sheet, and it is tragic.
Chris, so is 90 your mom?
Say again?
Chris, is 90 your mom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris, I'm so delighted by your mom's star. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Welcome, Chris, at some point, you need to talk her through getting her onto this.
I will.
Yeah. So
one thing at a time.
Show off as well. No, that's totally fair. I have to buy my mother a laptop sometime this week. Like, just because she needs a new laptop and because I live in the area, I must do it.
That's what you do, apparently.
Yep. Now, did I just repair her laptop that wasn't technically broken? Yes, but
sounds like a new laptop for you.
I feel like I've done like my adulting things this week by like planning out regular time with Ashley and figuring out the appropriate time for side project Sundays. So like I'm mentally
tired. That reminds me, I can mark that off of the list now.
Marking it off is real good.
This is what my life has come to this month, is that I now have to just like start making lists of everything that I need to do again. So that,
you know what? I'm finding that helpful, or like not necessarily lists of like need to do, but the stuff that I like did do. Sometimes both, but like I'm doing more of the list of stuff I did do, and that helps me like work out what I need to do. But I Snapchatted about it so other people don't know about it. But in that big spice clean out, there was like a super ancient Old Bay can, and I ripped the top off and cleaned it. And this is where I keep all the highlighters and pens and pencils that I use in my planner now. And I'm like, wow, I feel really good. I feel really good about all this. This is really great. So happy.
That is great.
Yeah, I like that.
It's classic. It's Old Bay.
Like part of like me and Ashley hanging out yesterday was really just her planner and my calendar, my like paper calendar. Us like syncing them up.
Yeah.
That was a solid 30 minutes, and it was great.
It was fair.
Great. It felt really good, and I put in all my requests just now earlier in the stream.
Cool.
Yes.
Big trip happening. Woo.
Oh my gosh.
So did I tell y'all that like Disney ended up costing the same amount as that entire dang trip?
Yeah.
That's what you said, yeah.
Yeah, so Disney, between the ticket to Disney and the parking, it ended up costing the same amount as the plane ticket to Atlanta, and then the 2-day and 4-class pass to the Quilt Expo.
Wow.
So next time I want to see Sarah, I think I'm just going to save myself $100 and do a turn and burn flight in Atlanta and just be like, meet me at the airport and we'll do lunch and I'll go home.
I gotta say, I feel like Megabus is pretty good if you're willing to bus it. Having taken Megabus.
I have taken Megabus. My funny story with Megabus is that I was taking it from Orlando to Atlanta. I had taken Greyhound. It was this crazy trip where I had to go up to Philly and then down to Florida and then back to Atlanta. I flew from Philly to Florida, but I took Greyhound up to Atlanta, or excuse me, up to Philly. And that was when I started smoking again for the fourth time. It was like 2:00 in the morning, and I was at a gas station, and I was like, because it was that like random bus stop in the middle of the night, where like we just get off the bus and stretch for a little bit. Yeah. And I was like, man, those cigarettes look real tasty. No. And that was how I started smoking again. I'm officially quit, though. I haven't had a single cigarette since I moved to Florida.
That's great.
And I feel like I hadn't. I feel like I'm coming up on like a full year now and like totally doing fine. But anyway, so I started smoking on the ride up to Philly, and then on the ride from Orlando to Atlanta, which was the mega bus part, the guy who was sitting next to me was a very large black man, and he was like polite, but he was very intimidating looking. Like he was definitely somebody that if you saw on the street, like intimidating, watch out for him. But he was like totally nice, and he was playing his Game Boy the entire time, and everything was fine. But like, I wasn't really paying attention until we got to Atlanta, and I looked at his screen, and he was playing Pokemon.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so like that was my funny mega bus, but yeah, the problem with mega bus honestly is like the plane tickets. If I pick the right day, I could literally fly up to Atlanta and back for like $50.
That's true.
Yeah.
No.
So Sarah, we just have to deal with
like. Since you were just visiting her, we are driving to Florida in 45 days now. And Sean was like, we're trying to decide what time we're leaving, what we're doing. And Sean's like, well, if we leave really early Saturday morning, we could just get to Atlanta and then we can just crash at Sarah's house and then get back on the road Sunday morning. I'm like, yeah. So I haven't even told Sarah, but I'm like, hey, just FYI, we might be crashing at your house.
No, like not to be that guy, but that's a lot of people for that little tiny house.
No, it is, but we can do it. The kids would be so excited. Allie was on the phone with her for 2 hours last night.
That's true.
Yeah, my 15-year-old talks to her on the phone for like 2 hours.
Oh,
I used to talk to her on the phone for 2 hours when I was 15. Still do.
I don't talk to anybody on the phone for any length of time if I can avoid it because I hate talking on phones.
And the irony of that literally being your job.
Yeah.
It's different because it's a headset. And I don't know why that's different. It's just different. Like, this is different. And honestly, like, if speakerphone worked better, that would probably be different too. Oh, but the other thing, so it's two-part with talking on the phone. It's the physical act of holding the phone, and then also the awkwardness of, like, when is the end of the conversation? And, like, the fact that it's not polite for me to be like, I don't have anything better to do, but I'm just done talking with you right now. And, like, I still like you, but I don't want to talk to you anymore.
I would be devastated if you said that to me.
My God.
And, like, obviously nobody would actually be devastated, but, like, I just never figured out the right way of saying that without, like, lying. Like, I gotta go wash my hair now. Oh my gosh, I've got homework to do. But I think I am about done with this surgery. Has anybody done the middle part of this yet? The like extra, the like bunch of patches?
The 32 patch, Chris?
32 patch.
Yeah, the third. I was gonna do that. I was gonna start cutting that yesterday,
But I was
and then that
using your
didn't.
cut.
Yeah, that didn't happen. So no.
Mm. We
That
ate some
had-
good almonds and like just talk shop about stuff. It was great. But
Nice.
Chris did not cut.
That had initially been my plan for tonight, and then this happened, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to save this for tonight because it'll be a good sitting and chatting, whatever. So, Anne, so Ashley and I are doing classes, and one of the classes that we're doing is paper piecing. Have you done paper piecing before?
I have not done paper piecing, but I think Laura has done paper piecing.
I have not done paper piecing.
She has
I
not.
keep looking at videos. I have not done it.
What is
We have not done paper piecing.
You iron.
I watched enough videos once by that cool wine mom in quilting that I like, the lady who quilts all of Tula Pink's quilts, and I understood paper piecing for about 15 straight minutes after like mainlining all of her paper piecing content for like 3 days straight, and then I forgot how to do it and gave up, but I still have all the paper patterns printed out, like all the equivalent amount of times. But I'm excited to like make this flamingo art, and if it doesn't suck, I'm probably gonna get it framed because it looks really cool.
Yeah, that's so that is exactly my thought process for, like, I definitely have not watched a ton of paper piecing videos, but I have seen enough of it that I was like, I feel like I just need to sit in front of somebody who is doing it and telling me what they are doing as they do it. So I am excited about that, and like I feel even more strongly about that now that I have realized that I have that ruler and I don't understand even how to use a ruler.
Ooh, that reminds me. I put that ruler in my wish list, but I also should put another fudging blade in my wish list because I heard you guys whole chat, and then the week before that I had really like dinged up this blade trying to cut t-shirts with a friend. I'm helping her with a t-shirt quilt, and I told Chris this, but like the t-shirts that are like polyester or nylon, like I really just thought this thing was so powerful, but I really underestimated what knit plastic could do to me and my resolve to live, which was erode it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, those blades will get chewed up real quick, and like they're kind of expensive right now. So
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Woo! It's cute.
Oh,
That's
so
wonderful.
Look at that witchcraft.
Anne and Chris, have y'all like gotten the video for that bag?
No.
I saw that there was one.
Okay, so I know, Chris, you attempted to read the pattern, right?
I have read the pattern.
And Anne, have you attempted to read that pattern yet?
I've glanced.
Okay, so like I attempted to read it today and was like, I think I need to watch the video.
I did their videos, and I kind of got the impression they were going to be valuable.
Yeah, so there is in the actual pamphlet for it, everything else is over there, but there is a thing so that the video is free. Yes, what Chris is displaying right there. So you got a code to make that video for free, or to watch it for free, and I think we should all watch it before the 26th, so we go in with a better knowledge base, because like I was reading it and a bunch of it just like wasn't even fully clicking in my brain what was going on, and that was just like the basic how to cut the fabric section for it. And there's a weirdness where like there's individual counts for each layer of the quilted fabric, but she's also like, quilt it before you cut it. And then like, well, why would you have like 3 different pieces for each thing then?
Oh, she says you could do either.
Okay, well that I feel
It's
like
just-
terrible advice doing either.
Tip, rather than cutting quilted set A, B, C, and D pieces listed below, you can save time and effort by using a long arm to quilt one big piece of fabric. Once quilted, you can then cut the pieces for the entire project from the quilted piece.
So I read that, and like part of it didn't like fully click about how dumb it is until just now. A long arm for a piece of fabric that is 42 inches wide.
Yes.
Get a long arm for that.
So what I'm getting at is we're going to have all of our fabric shipped to Anne, who's going to quilt it on her long arm and then ship it back.
Laura.
Yeah.
And she's going to manage to do this before the 26th.
Oh, so Chris, because you have read it and you seem to have comprehended better than me, let me go grab it. Hold on.
Okay. We'll see how much better. I'm not sure I'm perfect on this, but
we'll figure it out.
But like the cutting section made sense to me. Okay. I think.
So like on the diagram for the fabric, for laying it out, I'm looking at the pieces. I guess we can also look at
page?
Like, the pieces anywhere. I'm looking at page 5.
Okay.
So it's got like the list of the fabrics that are cutting out and the layout for how to cut them on the fabric. We could have used a different page as well, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, okay, so in quilted set C, what is the side strip? Physically, what is the side strip? And all of this, what does the side strip refer to?
Zipper strip. Let me see here. That's all the zipper strips. That's not the side strip.
We've got page 1 and 2, and we got either sides of the zippers, and you know what it is? It's terribly named, but what it is I think the bottom strip.
Yeah, that could be what it is.
And they just gave it a dumb name.
Chris, your soup base is the Hansuyu Kikkoman soup base?
Yes.
Okay.
What's that? Is this something that I want?
Dinner.
So that snap of like the ramen that Ashley sent yesterday, she was asking about my soup base. So I use like a combination of like a premixed soup base.
And what brand is that?
Kikkoman.
Oh.
That looks right.
Yeah. It says HONTSUYU Kikkoman soup base. And it looks familiar.
Yeah, that's it.
It's just called soup base?
I'm gonna ship a link to the group.
Excellent. Good question. Alicia, did you pull, sorry, Sandra's got to take off, and she wants to know, did you pull your whole piece apart, or did you just open it up in that middle section?
No, I literally just like while we were sitting here, I just took out this little piece and then I flipped it and I hand stitched it back in.
I thought that's what it looked like you were doing.
Yeah.
Well, now it looks great.
It does look fantastic.
Yeah, it was easy to do, and I've got like a little bit of a hiccup right here that I could probably fix, but also I think once I do the quilting, it's not going to matter.
Bless you.
I am discovering on this quilt that, like the last quilt, I didn't know that I needed to be more precise. This quilt, I'm like, that'll look fine once it's quilted. I'm not messing that.
Right. Like, corners are really nice. It is nice to have those little points where they are supposed to be. But like you don't see them when it is all set up. And definitely like little kind of like catches, little holes, stuff like that. Like once you get it quilted, you really can't see it.
Nope.
Monkey, come on, boy. Yes, hold the boy.
Or should I?
I'll have to find that elsewhere. I was hoping I have to like put together a Walmart order because I need to get Scotch Guard and Emergency because of where my life is right now. Oh, look at Fluffy. Fluffy baby. Where is it? Oh my God. Where is my baby?
Babies.
Chalk, where's your child? I haven't shown off the baby yet, but she lets me pick her up now.
Oh, what a blessing.
Right?
All right, so I went through the instructions, Alicia. Oh, she ran away.
She's gone.
I'm
Yep.
here this far away.
She abandoned us.
No, I'm
Her
here.
her lonely orphan children,
I don't know where the baby is.
forsaken, destitute,
I lost
lonely.
my baby. I'm back. I lost my baby, but that's
Forever
okay.
sad.
Sandy's taking off. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. But Alicia, I've read through the instructions now, and that side strip is not literally used until the last page of the instructions,
Perfect.
and it is absolutely the bottom of the bag.
Perfect.
Chris, I shouted you out in the general chat after I put the link in. I said, Chris, tell us your hacks.
Oh yeah, so for what I do with that, what I do when I make ramen, and this is through much trial and error. But I've realized the ramen base that I like is using the Kikkoman soup base. It's got like a dilution on the back of it of how much you should use. It's like 1 part per 6 parts of water. I use slightly less than that.
So, quick question before you keep going. Is it reasonable to pay $13 for this, or do I just need to go to like an Asian market to get it?
I get it at an Asian market, and I feel like it's like $8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going though.
Because I either go to Nom de Moon or Super H Mart, depending on where I currently am.
Yeah.
But I use that, and then I use Ganju, the Korean chili paste.
Gochujang.
Yes, that with some like white miso and garlic and like MSG, and like that is my soup.
Rice wine vinegar.
Though I absolutely forgot the MSG in the version I actually had yesterday.
It was
why?
gentle.
But MSG
I just forgot.
is delicious. It's literally
No, I just forgot it.
When I mentioned it, he was like, "Ah!"
I was much devastated when I realized I forgot.
So the other day, James sent me. There's a backstory about why he sent it to me, but this is just like really funny. He sent me an old clip of Yankin Cook. Do you guys remember Yankin Cook?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so he had his own cooking show. I believe he started out being in like Good Morning America or something like that, like one of those morning shows. If not, he just was on PBS, like daytime. But it was an Asian man. He's still alive. He just hasn't done this show in a very long time. But he was a Chinese man who taught you how to cook Chinese. He taught white people how to cook Chinese food.
So there's Julia Child of China.
Right, except that he was actually
Chinese.
He was for the show. He's still alive? He's like in his 70s, but yeah. So the funny thing is because it was the like 80s and 90s for his video. Like every single video, he trash talks MSG because
Oh,
How
no.
dare you, MSG? And I feel like we're kind of like finally getting past that, where we're like, oh, is that an actual ingredient we can throw in food? Cool.
Yeah.
He's funny, and I wasn't sure getting into it when James sent me that video. I was like, is this going to end up feeling like real racist because of like him having to white down the show? But it was very entertaining, and I still laughed even though it's 2023. And also, I learned how to make a sweet rice dessert for New Year's, for Chinese New Year's. That was the whole point of him sending me that video. I was like, James, what should I cook on Chinese New Year's? And he sent me a video of Yan Can Cook, and I was like, I don't know about this, but okay. But yeah, so that was entertaining, except again the trash talking of MSG.
I have to go to bed.
I do as well, so that works out.
Actually, Sandy was starting to crash, and she's got an hour drive, so she's like, "I gotta go. I'm gonna fall asleep. Go." Also, I pulled the last piece off because I didn't. It looked crooked because of the pattern on it. So I ripped it off, and thank you for your tip, because as I put it on the machine and I started to sew, I'm like, there's only one seam. Gonna go ahead and take that on.
Here we go.
You're welcome.
So thank you 1,000 times.
See, I wasn't too late.
No, you saved some of it. So, and I'm like, why is there open seams? Like there's seam holes on the other edge. What did I sew on that edge? Oh.
Okay. So we're going to call it a day, but really quickly, before we go, let me see what we are doing next.
More of this.
Oh, so our next session is going to be geese. Next session, we will begin Geese Month.
A goose.
Yes. Why are you looking like that, Ashley?
It just says in the events, it says Log Cabin Part 2. So I thought we were going to hang out and talk about log cabins, but we're running ahead of schedule, which is why
we are running ahead of schedule. And that actually works out really well, because not next session, but the session after is when I'm going to be in Atlanta. So it will just be Geese Part 2 when I'm in Atlanta. So that actually, not deliberately, but happy coincidence, that worked out really well, that I bumped us up a week on the schedule, or up a session.
Oh yeah, book club and quilt club wanna like clash.
Yep. But yeah,
so, and then quilt night happening on the 8th, my birthday.
Yeah. So that is going to be on the 22nd.
So March 8th are not next, but the next after that. March 8th is my birthday, and that's our two meetings from now meeting.
Yep. So we will be at Chris's, and we will be doing charcuterie, and quilting, and then probably games with Mike afterward. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah. So you guys have a good night, and I'll see you all on the 22nd.
Thank you.
Bye everyone. It was good to see you tonight.
Okay.